From VOA Learning English, this is the Economics Report.
From VOA Learning English, this is the Economics Report.
What do these four things have in common?
What do these four things have in common?
Wind farm in the American state of Washington.
A proposed wind farm in the American state of Washington.
A gold mine in Idaho.
A gold mine in Idaho.
A new casino in Las Vegas.
A new casino in Las Vegas.
And ski resort expansions in Vermont.
And ski resort expansions in Vermont.
They are all investments.
They are all investments
for wealthy foreigners seeking green cards to
live in the United States.
Under American law, foreigners can get such visas.
Under American law, foreigners can get such visas
if they invest at least $500,000.
If they invest at least $500,000
to create at least 10 jobs in the country.
To create at least 10 jobs in the country.
Here is an example of how the program works.
Here is an example of how the program works.
A few years ago, Jordan Gagne and his wife.
A few years ago, Gordon Gardner and his wife
needed to move from their home in Canada. To a drier climate, like Arizona.
From their home in Canada to a drier climate, like Arizona.
At first, the possibility of getting a visa seemed unlikely.
At first, the possibility of getting a visa seemed unlikely.
But then he heard about the immigrant investor visa. Jordan Gagne and several other foreign investors
offered
$500,000 each to build an
assisted living center in Bellingham.
Assisted living center in Bellingham, Washington. Mr. Gagne was credited with creating many jobs during the recession.
Mr. Gagne credited with creating many jobs during the recession.
And his whole family received green cards. Companies that bring together investors and possible borrowers. Are officially known as EB5 regional centers. The name comes from the part of the immigration law that set up
the
immigrant investor visa. Some Americans have expressed concerns about the program. Landowner Harland Radomski heard about it when a group of wealthy Koreans
were invited to
invest in a wind farm on land next to his property. He fears a wind farm would reduce the value of his ranch. Of wealthy Koreans were invited to invest in a wind farm on land next to his property. He fears a wind farm would reduce
He fears a wind farm would reduce the value of his ranch.
the value of his ranch. Yet, even with the disputes over immigration,
Yet, even with the disputes over immigration,
the Foreign Investor Program has a lot of support.
the Foreign Investor Program has a lot of support in Congress.
There is also a move to make the program permanent.
There is also a move to make the program permanent. For VOA Learning English.